So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this layer by pressing Command D on the keyboard, or going up to Edit, Duplicate, and I'm just going to rename this one 88 and this one %, because I want our percent symbol to stay. We're again going to use a simple expression to animate the numerical value of our 88. So I'll select this %. I'm going to delete the 88 from out before it, selecting and pressing delete. It's going to unsolo everything and re-solo the 88 in our % so we can see what we're working with. And take our %, and press P on the keyboard to bring up position. And I'm just going to slide that over until it lines up with our percentage. I'm going to select the 88. I'm going to do the opposite and just delete the % from that because we're not going to need it. And take the 88 and I can actually just grab it. And if I hold Shift on the keyboard, I can drag it back over only in the X direction without messing with the Y axis. So now we have our 88. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to parent this to a slider. So I'm going to come to our Effects and Presets window and type in Slider Control. And I'll drag that onto our 88%. Now, if I twirl down these arrows and go into text, I can Alt-click on our source text and parent that to our slider control. So now you see that because our slider reads 0, our text will read 0. And if I type in 10 in our slider, our text will read 10. And so now what I can do is I can set an expression on our slider. I can Alt-click on the slider and I can type wiggle 1, 100. And actually, let's go 99. So it never gets to that third digit. So now if I unclick this, you'll see we'll get this whole mess of numbers. That's because it's wiggling a random number, but it's including all these decimals. So we're just going to need to go ahead and round this out in our slider control expression. So all we have to do is come to the beginning here and type math.round, open parenthesis, and go to the very end of our expression and close the parentheses. Just click off that and now you can see we have nice whole numbers to work with. And if we scrub through the keyboard or press play, you can see this changing. And if you want to slow that down, you can change the wiggle to a smaller number, like 0.5. So if we press U on the keyboard to hide all our parameters and unsolo these items, you can see now if we press play, we have our numbers animating, we have all our elements animating with very little work. So now all we have to do is bring these elements on in 3D space and animate our camera a little bit to get the finished look.